On the playlist today, we talk about our first impressions of Kirby and the Forgotten Land, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2's delay, and more. So stay tuned to Metro Kingdom Radio, and welcome back to the Switch side. Poyo. Today,
I like how you delayed the delay in that opening. You delayed the delay. That was nice.
I didn't even mean to do that. Welcome everyone to Metro Kingdom Radio, your weekly Nintendo and gaming podcast where we talk about games, news, media, merch, and other things gaming related too. It is I, your host, the best by far. It's me, it's Johnny, Kirby, Star, and here with two of the suckiest co-hosts I have here today.
Hey,
get it?
It blows. It blows so bad, guys.
Suckiest in the good way, like in the Kirby way. Not suckiest in like you guys suck, you know what I
mean? Gee, thank you.
Well, back to you. Right back at you, right, Johnny.
First off, we have Reunion.
Zelda's delay sucks, but Metroid Prime 4's delay sucks even more. So,
Pizza MC Chris.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here.
Chris is like, I'm glad to suck. So today we are going to be discussing Kirby and the Forgotten Land, our first impressions in it. For sure that we have all completed the first world at the very least. And this game is out. It is Kirby, celebrating Kirby's 30th anniversary, and it is his first big 3D adventure. I mean, people would like to correct you and be like, "Oh no, technically that one 3DS game was his first 3D." No, it's okay.
That's not.
We don't count that because it's not.
Crystal Shards don't count either. So
I wasn't. Yeah, I guess it's 3D-ish. The Crystal Shards.
Dream Course is the first real
pinball. Technically, Kirby pinball. He goes up, down, sideways. 3D. That's Sonic 3D Blast for Kirby.
Oh jeez, yeah. Well, hey, Sonic 3D Kirby. So yeah. We have Kirby's and the Forgotten Land released, and right off the bat, I think I just want to say that this game is great. I enjoy it quite a bit. I actually did play it right away on stream. Oops, that is the wrong guy. But yeah, I actually did do a little stream of it. Me playing Kirby. And in typical J-Playstar fashion, I also did start to fall asleep. And I had to end the stream, not because the game was bad, but just because I was tired.
Plus, the game is like therapeutic. Like, you ever play the game, it's like super relaxing and chill. Like, you just collect stuff. It's great.
You.
I mean, yeah,
I appreciate you defending me in that, because I think that is exactly what it is. It's very therapeutic. I needed some rest and relaxation. I was relaxing with some Kirby, and I started to. I took the sleep ability on accident. And
speaking of therapeutic, I mean, those rocks, those pebbles are ASMR rocks. Like, that's Cosmic Curry was like, I was playing co-op with Cosmic Curry. She was like, those rocks are ASMR rocks. Like, they were designed to put you to sleep in a good way.
Yeah, I can totally see that. But yeah,
am I there yet?
Huh? Yeah, it's from the very beginning. Those like rocks that you kind of kick around, like Odyssey. You kind of have those rocks where you just like run into it and just bumps off. It's like they're kind of like this big stones.
I don't remember.
I'm sure. I mean, they're everywhere in the first world. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like in
the second world, it's
literally could just like kick rocks around. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're not anything important. They're just there on the ground, and you just.
They're really just like, if anything, will turn into a coin, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, on the stream, that's me playing in the gameplay. So.
Oh no, it sucks.
So yeah, I mean, what are your guys' first impressions of this game?
I honestly think it's Yeah, I think it might be the best in the series so far. Like if it keeps so far, I think it's heading in that direction. I think I would probably put it above, yeah, Superstar right now. Yeah,
What? Above Superstar, huh? Well,
yeah.
okay. How about you, Chris? You know, first
Uh,
impression.
I really feel like I need more time. So I beat the first world, I guess, unlocked the fog to the next area, and I'm enjoying it. I think we need some context though. I'm coming off of Elden Ring, which actually I'm still playing, but going from Elden Ring, it's a super challenging game, open world, AAA, all that stuff, to this. I mean, still AAA and polished, but it's it's almost too easy. But that's kind of what you sign up for with Kirby games, and so like, I love the polish, but I think I do need to spend more time to get into it because you have to be in a different mindset for sure. You have to
Yeah, and
be
plus,
like kind of into the exploration, the charm. I think the charm is where this shines the most because it's like even the exploration is not that difficult. It's just what ends up happening to Kirby, and there's little anime faces, and then if you're playing two players, what happens to Bandana Waddle Dee? Like it's super charming, and that's what I'm getting out of it more so than like uh, you know exploration rewards. So uh, I want to spend
also it's
more
the
time,
first world,
but
so like the first
I
was
am
the
enjoying it.
easiest one. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It's the first world. I mean, I played a couple of levels in the next world, and I'm liking them. I have a couple of other thoughts, but I'll pause there for now.
yeah.
Yeah. So what should we get into first about this game? So, well, let's just really quickly let's just go over our histories with Kirby, so we kind of just like get a feel of like our experience and whatnot. I mean, first off, I'll just start with me. Kirby's Dream Land, very first Kirby game. Got to play it because my cousin had it on Game Boy, so I played hers and immediately fell in love with the pink puffball. But at the time, we thought he was white because in America they didn't know that he was pink. So
Was
on the
it
cover, he's white.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I always wondered that too. I was like, that Kirby looks a little like ill in that one. Is he okay? Like, did he have food poisoning or
Yeah. Yeah,
good?
so and I've played like a lot of the other like Kirby games, like a lot of his spin-offs. Kirby Superstar is still like the best, and then of course
Mhm.
I played all the GBA ones, and then I played all the three, well, yeah, I guess you can say the 3D ones. Like I played Crystal Shards on 64, uh Night Return to Dreamland on Wii, and then Star Allies on the Switch. So I'm a pretty avid Kirby fanboy in that aspect, and
Yeah,
yeah, love Kirby. How about you?
is Game Boy Kirby the same as Nintendo Kirby?
What do you mean?
The first is the Kirby game for the first one for the NES. Is that the same one for the one on Game Boy? Or
No,
different
so that
games?
one came after. Because
Okay,
Kirby's Dream Land, the Game Boy is the very first Kirby game.
I think that was also my first Kirby game, but it's been so long that I couldn't tell like how big of a difference it was. But
Oh,
yeah, I pretty much
huge.
played like NES Kirby, Game Boy Kirby, um, Superstar obviously, but I didn't play Superstar until like way later. I played Superstar Deluxe first, and then I played Superstar, oddly enough. And then a little bit of Kirby 3, Crystal Shards, Canvas Curse.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that's it. Oh, what's that one? Kirby Triple.
Triple
Wait,
Deluxe on the 3DS.
yeah, it's the one where you have like hecka weapons on the bottom that you can kind of like store it up and like. I think that's the Kirby game. I don't know. It's the one for DS.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I forgot what
Kirby
it's
Sucking
called.
Attack.
Yeah,
Sucking
I
Attack.
forgot what you're
Yeah,
talking about. I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
How about you, Chris?
The biggest for me was Superstar. Outside of that, not a lot. I know I played Canvas Curse
Mm-hmm.
on the DS and Dream Course.
Oh, I
Um,
love Dream Course.
Dream Course is super good. I don't know if I played many others. I feel like there was one on the Wii that I played, but I can't remember which one.
Oh,
But
the Yarn one, Kirby
it,
Epic Yarn.
it might have been the Yarn one. Most of my like outside of Superstar, I don't have a lot of Kirby platforming
Mm.
experience. But I feel like Superstar was like you get you get the
Yeah.
Kirby platforming experience like in full right there.
Yeah, man, it's still considered like one of the best Kirby games ever. So
And it's so good.
Only
yeah.
one of the best 2D platforming games.
Yeah.
I never played Air Ride. I heard Kirby Air Ride's really fun.
I don't remember.
I will. I so it's really funny. I tried to recently play Kirby Air Ride, and I remembered like why I never played Kirby Air Ride
Oh,
and cared to
yeah.
play because I remembered playing it. It's hard to control. I really don't like it. Like I can't understand the mechanics of that game, and like I just I don't know. I couldn't. I know some people say it's fun, but I couldn't really get into it.
Speaking of controls, the controls for this game for Kirby Forgotten Land is actually like surprisingly great. In that, like, I was wondering, you know, in the 3D platforming game, why wouldn't I just fly around? You know, like, why wouldn't I just float around and get to wherever I need to? But what they did was, for those who haven't played it yet, they set a flight limit relative to where you jumped off.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. It's great. It's exactly what you need for 3D platforming because, you know, if you are exploring, especially in co-op, the camera could get in the way, something can get in the way. In this game, like you have, you know, you have more leniency because of those floats, but also like if you jump off of something and get somewhere and then float upwards, you know, using that to your advantage, it's kind of like a puzzle in a way to get to like a hidden area or whatever. Like it's actually really satisfying to like, oh, I can't float up here, but maybe if I get on that tree, jump off and float off, maybe I can maybe there's an area over here. And they did a really great job just like sprinkling things around.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were gonna say that you enjoy the controls because they allowed you to switch the button layout. Because I was like,
no,
yes,
that's
thank
true.
you. Oh.
They let you invert the some of the
Thank God, because like man, in some of the newer Kirby games, they don't let you do that, and it's kind of annoying because I really can't stand using. Was it like A to jump and B to suck or something like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna change it actually because like it's weird. I played through the first world and it was fine, and I tried playing it again in the second world, and for some reason the controls just didn't work for me. Like I don't know what happened. Yeah,
like
you have to spit out a lot in this
like,
game. So.
Like how do they expect your thumb to be shaped for that to like be a thing? Yeah, it's just like I think it's just one of those things that it just kind of was like, well, we've always just used A for jump, so you know like. You know, like, but then the controllers but the controllers are different now than they once were, you know? So, yeah, like being able to like switch it where Y is, you know, ability / inhale, and then B is jump. Oh my God, it's a game changer. You could.
I know Cosmic Curry had that issue also. So I'm like, I don't know what you're complaining about. Like, I played it just fine, and then my next playthrough, I was like, this sucks. This whole game sucks.
This game inhales. Yeah. But you know, it's great though, and I really do like the controls. I love the ability. I love that like they don't give you free reign, because that was like one of the biggest fears, right, when it comes to the 3D Kirby is like, well, can't you just float over everything? And they've cleverly found a way where you can't do that, and it's very much like a Kirby game in that it is a bit of a I wouldn't say it's a collect-a-thon, but they do have like every stage has like a set of missions that you can do into like essentially 100% the game if you can do all of it. And I could already see Chris going like, I refuse to move on to the next level until I 100% each one.
That's definitely how I'm playing. We're playing co-op, me and my wife, and I feel like I wish that there was a way to, because I think in certain levels, or maybe it's just boss levels, some of them are blocked out, and then you're forced to play it a second time, at least. I'm not enjoying the second time around as much, but I have that mindset where I need to get it before I move on. And so, I don't know. I wish there was a way to kind of make sure you're getting 100% in the first run through, but
at least they let you like get, you know, obviously this game is like an easier game, but they let you like keep a lot of the missions that you did complete when you on your second run, but also they give you hints too. Like they literally just straight up tell you. It is super satisfying to get all of those missions in the first go. I'll say that, but it's also really sad for that last Waddle Dee that you just, because it's each mission you save a certain amount of Waddle Dees and like Waddle Dees, and they there's like if you get like 8 out of 9 or 9 out of 10, you're just like, and you see them float off
One
with like
more.
they're like, what do you?
Yeah.
What about this guy? Like,
Yeah.
It always makes you sad
wait, Hoyo.
whenever I hear them making their sounds. Like they're like, "Help me!" Like I was like, well, I've never heard Waddle Dee make a sound ever. So this is the first game that they're actually making sounds, and it's so cute. Like they're like, and I'm just like, they sound like my cat, and so I'm just like, and I'm like, oh no, I have to save this poor thing. Where are you? Somewhere behind this wall. But yeah,
Oh, I want to go home now. I'm hungry.
I get,
Guys.
yeah, you're not the only one that's playing like that too, Chris. My girlfriend's also playing it like that.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to like refuse to go on and 100%. Not to say anything against that philosophy when it comes to this game, but I almost feel like you could just go on to the next one because, you know, the whole idea of like evolving abilities and stuff like that, you could just come back later to get like just complete these things. I don't know. I mean, that's just how I would play it, you know, because it's like you could come back to this world and have a different ability essentially. So it's almost like you get to play it differently, you know what I mean? Once you evolve, like.
Oh,
an
right, the
ability.
upgrades. Oh, have you upgraded anything, Chris?
I have, but I'm not quite sure I follow why that would. If you've already 100% a level, why you would play it again? Unless are they adding objectives?
Oh no, well, because so like for example, like if you know how I play is I just go and like play through the level, try to get as whatever objectives I can. If I don't 100%, I don't 100% it, right? But
Yeah.
I don't come back right away to it, and I kind of see it as like, so for example, like this one, the first stage is like the
Yeah.
cutter's ability is like the main one, right? So
You'll
then
do it
like
again with
once
another-
once I upgrade the cutter ability, I can go play through this level again, and it kind of feels a bit new since I have
Interesting.
a different ability.
Well, our approach has been to speed run, and so we'd only go through and get everything, try to avoid enemies except for if there's a
The
gotcha.
second time.
Yeah, and because you can still get gotchas and coins, and then those go add to your collections or your ability to upgrade. So, it's been working.
Oh, when you so say if you go back to a stage and complete like a mission that you didn't the first time, were you able to just exit it and it'll still count, or do you have to complete the level?
Haven't tried that yet. I think you have to complete it. It's a Nintendo philosophy, right? Like,
Yeah,
you can you just exit in the menu, or is there like start and select
there
or
is
something?
like
Okay.
if you push start, you can exit to
Start,
the world.
Yeah,
world map.
I feel like you. Well, maybe I'll try it out. That might be nice.
Yeah, that's I was this is a thought that I had because I know like I was helping my girlfriend out with some of those too, like the ones that she had trouble with, but like the defeat
Flawless
the boss.
victory.
Defeat the boss, the first boss, without taking any damage.
Yeah. That one, it's pretty easy with co-op.
I was gonna say, does it
Yeah.
count if Waddle Dee gets hit?
Yeah, it counts.
Oh,
It's okay. No, it's okay if Wild D gets hit.
Oh, it doesn't count
Yeah.
towards getting hit. So Kirby just can't get hit.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought about that too. I was like, could I just do like a Sonic 2 philosophy here where you just have Tails take all the hits?
Yeah.
Oh, what? That's crazy. We're about to 100% this.
So one quick comment on that, though. I do wish that you can have two people with abilities. Like, I wish the co-op player can copy abilities. It
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't feel like there's any technical limitation. I think it's just a design philosophy. Yeah, it makes it like we swap first player every other level, which is
Yeah.
our approach to it, like to make it more fun. But it'd be nice if we can both try out that new ability that we see, you know?
Yeah, I think yeah, because like past Kirby games, you were able to do that. Like if you had co-op, except for Superstar, you couldn't do that in Superstar. But like, unless it was Superstar Ultra. But yeah, like you couldn't.
Maybe that's it. Deluxe edition.
Yeah, but then Superstar Ultra was different because since it was on DS, you know, like if you played co-op with somebody, they had to have their own like copy and their own DS.
Yeah.
So essentially, they get their own screen. So that's
Okay.
why like it works. But yeah, like it is weird. I know a lot of people complain that that's like the weakest part of the game is the co-op because of the fact that like they can only be Waddle Dee. And so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that maybe, I mean, I doubt that this is going to happen, but like they add like more co-op characters because they
Got it.
did that for Star Allies. They actually had waves of like co-op characters that they brought on a regular basis to the game, like all like characters from like Kirby's past. And so it was really cool that you were able to do that. So I'm really hoping that they do that in here, but I'm not entirely sure if that's something that they'll be doing.
Maybe later. But
yeah, I think maybe DLC.
I think people that are playing this game, they're probably going to complete it pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Guys, shoot, can you guys hear me? Sorry, my
Yeah.
microphone's kind of
Yeah.
okay. Something that really bugged me is like something so little, but the cutscenes have no sound effects, and it just upsets me so much. I have no idea why, but anytime there's a
didn't notice that.
cutscene, it's like only they kind of Mickey Mouse it with like the music, I guess. But like.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like the only time I'm okay with it is when Kirby is like the opening song with Kirby like in the car. It's like freaking wholesome as hell. Like
Yeah, okay.
most wholesome Kirby.
Can we
That's
talk
cool.
about that they gave Kirby an anime opening? Like,
Yeah,
I
with-
did not
with
expect
J-pop.
that.
J-Rock almost.
Yeah, I did not
Yeah.
expect that at all. Which then also kind of made me think about Mario Odyssey, because like Mario Odyssey did something. They didn't give him an anime opening per se, but they did have like new like kind of anime stylings when it came to Mario Odyssey with like the music with
Yeah.
lyrics.
Yeah.
So it did remind me a lot about Odyssey, and so when I was first playing it, I was like, this is it, boys. Like Kirby's in the big leagues now. He's taking cues from Mario.
Well, they
Actually,
did it for World of Light too, which is some consider a Kirby game.
Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
Sakurai, yeah, pretty much.
I think this game when I was playing, I was like, this is I feel like this is what Nintendo would do if they made a 3D Sonic game, because I think they would focus on the platforming more and kind of slow it down. But it kind of felt like I was playing a Sonic game at some time
Actually,
because of the post-apocalyptic, like, and all the little freaking chows walking around, not chows, but like the little animals, like
Yeah, Chow.
Yeah,
It's
so-
very Sonic Adventure.
yeah.
You know,
It reminds me of Sonic Adventure 1 more so than 2.
More so one for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know which Sonic Adventure one you guys are playing. Okay, I don't see them talking. I don't see Kirby
The
and
whales
them talking
Big
with
the
like
cat.
with
Big the cat's is
with
Kirby
their
character.
mouths moving like really weird, like weirdly, and not matching what the characters are saying. and then the characters talking over each other for some reason.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But what's funny is that you say that. I remember when Mario Odyssey was first revealed, people were saying, "Oh, this is like Sonic Adventure Mario Odyssey." And
I say Sonic Adventure 2.
and then people were saying like, and then I remember Rob
Different.
was like, "Well, why? What? Like, what's with the comparison? This is like the worst. Like, doesn't that make like Mario the worst then? Like, or Mario Odyssey the worst if we're comparing it to Sonic Adventure?" And we're just
No, it makes
like,
it the best.
I know.
Sonic Adventure 2 is the greatest game to ever exist since Tetris. Come on.
Well,
And
man.
Dungeons and Dragons.
But
I wanted to call it one more thing. I linked in the Discord on the topics, but they did this really cool thing developing the game where making it easier for casual gamers, where if you can pull up that tweet, they wanted to make it more accessible as like the first 3D Kirby. And so depending on how the camera is angled, if it looks like you're attacking someone and it actually hits the enemy, then it actually is making it so that it's actually hitting them, even if in reality you're not.
Oh, wow.
It was a very
Oh,
cool
that's sick.
innovation
Oh, look
from
at
the
that.
Nintendo team that worked on this.
That's what I was worried about, because I was like, man, I don't know if we can aim it correctly, but I was like, okay, wow, these hitboxes are kind of lenient. I didn't
They're
realize
very
that was what they were doing. Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly
That's so cool.
which is great. I mean, this is also, especially with the co-op, a lot of parents are going to introduce their kids to this, so the combat's not going to be, it's not challenging, but it's still challenging just because it's a 3D space and people like kids and new gamers aren't used to it. So I see a little bit of Aonuma there in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought that this is really cool. This is such a
Yeah,
Nintendo thing.
it's cool because like, we've always wanted a 3D Kirby game, and Nintendo always, it might seem like Nintendo always avoids the most obvious ideas, but sometimes it's because they have reason to, and the technology for that camera system, I mean, I honestly think it barely worked for 3D Land or 3D World. Like it was barely there for it to work, and now it's even better with the 3D set camera. We had a lot in Galaxy, and we had a bit in Odyssey too. But the fact that we can have a camera system that works with a 3D platformer that requires aiming in the Kirby game, and then obviously like the auto whatever angled hits. Like this game wouldn't exist in the 64 era, even though it feels like the first 3D platformer since Nintendo 64. Like more so than any of even Odyssey or Galaxy. I feel like it's very close to a Nintendo 64 Kirby game.
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder like how this compares to the canceled 3D Kirby game that they were going to release on the GameCube. 'Cause I know
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
video footage of it too, so like it kind of makes me wonder like how much of that like is in within the DNA of this
So
game.
cute.
It's probably that game, but like they put it in like a VR world and let them grow. But then like the land was forgotten and all the
one of
buildings started to rust.
one of the things about this game though that I notice that I don't that is missing from like because it was in past Kirby games, but it's not in this one, is the ability to like push start and read up about the current ability that you have equipped. Um, because in like some past Kirby games, you can push start and then like you could help. They would help let you understand the ability that you have. Like for example, if like you have the fire ability, they'll tell you how to do the different moves that the fire ability has. And in
Yeah.
here, they don't do that, and I'm kind of like bummed out about that because I start finding out about different things that these abilities can do, but I'm just all like but you know I could have been doing this the whole time, and you and I'm
Well,
just now finding this out, and yeah,
I
so
think there's a
like
reason for it
okay,
because the game is very exploration based, and I think they just want you to explore the controls.
yeah, I
In that
suppose
like
so.
in because in a 3D environment, you're more likely to explore the controls more. I feel like
Yeah, the game doesn't even tell you that you can block and that
Yeah, I found
you
out. I
can
was like, wow, how am I doing backflips?
and
Why
you
am I
can
like
dodge.
Link right now?
Yeah, they
You
don't
know,
tell you that. Which, I mean,
you can
I
dodge or
if
jump back.
you're a
Yeah,
veteran Kirby player, you know you can block. But like, and if you're a Smash player, you might be able to try to dodge. But like
I'm a veteran Kirby player.
for
I didn't know I could block.
for, but like yeah, you've been able to block since Superstar. Uh,
What?
yes. That's the first
What?
instance of it. And if you play
It's
Superstar
not
and you look at the
useful.
shields, it looks very Smash Brothers esque.
It's not Elden Ring. You're not gonna be parrying or anything. It's not super useful.
Yeah, it
Can,
just
can I just
lessens the
say, like,
damage.
what a great time to be a gamer, right? From Pokemon Legends to Elden Ring to Kirby Forgotten Land. Like,
Bonkers.
when's the last
And
time, like, even if you're not like, even if you're just a Nintendo fan, to go from Pokemon Legends to Kirby Forgotten Land, like
I said
that's
this
like a
before. I think
2-hit
97,
combo.
98. That was like the best. Like, I don't know. I think right
Yeah.
now, and we're gonna get to this. We're gonna talk about a pretty big delay, but like this year's still just insane. Just such a
Yeah.
good year for gaming, and we just started.
Yeah.
This just like it made me feel like kind of like a kid again, like 96, 97. Like that's the last time I ever felt that way about at least when it came to Nintendo. It's like, dude, I got like, I'm feeling like a kid again. Like I haven't felt this way about 2 games in a row. And I obviously I haven't played Elden Ring yet, but if I was, that's like,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
me right now. I'm like, how the last few months is just so good in the gaming space.
it's a good time to be like a multi-console game owner for sure.
I almost got mad at myself watching myself play right now, going like, dude, why didn't you light that candle? But I did
It's so
eventually.
obvious.
I did eventually.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I want to say this game is the first 3D platform game that does water levels really well in that you can't go inside the water. Great. Good job, Hal. You did it. You found the solution.
You guys did it.
No,
Oh man.
I think the water levels, for those who haven't played, like they're actually really fun because you stay on top of the water
It's
and like there's obstacles. Like it's actually kind of like a course obstacle course because there's like like whirlpools or there's one of the things is like breaking coconuts. Like you're supposed to break some coconuts, but if it gets in the whirlpool, like you lose it. So it's like trying to figure out how to go around the whirlpool with
Yeah.
the coconut. You
What do
can't
you
hold the
guys,
coconut. If you're wondering.
What do you guys think about like the little challenge stages?
I want to talk about that. So, I've done every single one to the target goal.
Same.
But I'm only into the beginning of the second world, and I can usually sense when a game is being hard because a lot of games they have to like if you have those challenges and there's a timing aspect to it, then you need a near perfect run to get that target. For these, you really don't. I'm hoping that near the end, and I'm expecting that near the end, the later levels, you do need a perfect run. Right now, it's a little bit too lenient.
So I will say, so far in the second world at least, it just feels like it's not that the timing has to be frame perfect. It's more like, are you gonna get hit or whatever type of thing. So yeah. But I'd say the difficulty in the second world definitely has like made things more fun. Yeah, and that, like, obviously it's not like a deep spike, but I like what they've done so far, like step by step, because
good.
Yeah, it's actually, there's actually a moment in the second world where I'm like, oh, I almost died. What the heck? What is this? Am I playing the right game? Like, this is a Kirby game, right?
Dude, you just passed the wall.
I know. I'm mad at myself right now for not getting to that wall.
Wait.
But go ahead.
Johnny, you play on the second world.
I think I know why. I actually, the video is about to end right there too. It's really funny. I think what it was is I started falling asleep right there, and so because I'm looking at the video and the video is just about to end, so I'm like, oh, I think I stopped it right there.
I like the challenges. I mean, I'm the kind of person who will play those over and over to get the perfect score. And
they're fun.
Yeah, I don't mind restarting and failing and restarting and failing. Like, I like that. Especially if the game is fast and the UI is fast enough that it just lets me restart right away. And here it does.
Yeah.
But yeah, they haven't been challenging yet. But they are like kind of tutorials as well. Like, I almost did the ice one without knowing that you can slide down as an ice.
That's
cube.
what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. It's one of those things where I'm just like, if I had known that.
Yeah. Well, Kirby Superstar Deluxe, and I guess I don't know if Superstar had it. I can't remember, but they had like boss battle rushes. They've had some pretty difficult stuff at the end. So hopefully we can unlock a like staff target. Oh,
did we lose him?
Yeah, he froze.
Okay.
Hopefully we could have a staff target thing where we we can dude, look at his face.
Like Mario Kart has it.
There, like Mario Kart, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
how did he get to Mario Kart?
Oh wait, what? Okay.
Talking like Diddy Kong Racing, like TT.
You froze for you for
like
a while.
connection, it was unstable. Okay, so yeah, it was. Hopefully we can get staff target times.
Like Mario Kart, okay.
Like Mario Kart, yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
I don't remember what else I said though.
I kind of like the challenge things. It's really funny though, because like Chris, you said that like it's a bit too lenient, and like for me, I get upset if I don't get the target on the first try. Yeah, I'm just like, if I can't get it on the first try, then I'm just like, this thing is too hard. How did they expect me to get that in 40 seconds? I'm over here in 41 seconds, like as if I can improve my time.
Then you realize that like it's like the easiest stage. Like you'll beat the record by like 4 seconds.
Yeah. I think it's like I remember one of them I didn't hit the target and I didn't get hit by an enemy, so I didn't understand why I didn't make the target. I was like, excuse me.
I remember thinking this was like a fun, a better way. This is like what Sunshine's bonus levels were supposed to be like. Like, oh, this is way better.
It's easy.
Like this, I can actually control the character. Wow, the camera moves and works. Whoa.
I feel like they'll get harder.
Yeah.
What
were you gonna say, Chris?
I was gonna say, and I asked this last time. In Arceus, there's those time trials where you hit the balloons on the back of your Pokemon, and then there's the one at the very end of the game where you have to use all the different mix of Pokemon, and there's the target goal. It took me over an hour to do that, but I did it, and I really want to know if anyone else was stupid enough to sit there and figure that whole thing out.
In Arceus?
I feel like nobody else did that.
I honestly, like, I did not do any of those because I was so over it. Like,
I didn't play it at all.
Balloon ones that I was like, nah, I'm good.
I actually didn't play it once because I remember thinking about Breath of the Wild and how you got like nothing at the end of it or something, or maybe I think the Korok seeds.
You get nothing. You probably get like a nugget or something. I forget. It was definitely not like a super cool item or anything.
Yeah, not worth it. But yeah, Trying to think. You know what's crazy is
Oh,
apparently the language is apparently you can actually like translate the language within Forgotten Land. You know
oh
those
yeah,
like those symbols are actually English.
well yeah, because the lyrics on the
Yeah, those
song, it's just English on the bottom part.
yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
But like in stuff all around, you can actually just translate all of it. It's crazy.
It's like
that's
Zelda.
cool.
Yeah.
And it's like Twilight Princess. A lot of people know this, but if you just reverse the letters, they become English. Crazy, right? It's like the game is mirrored or something. Um,
Oh yeah, look at that.
Johnny, did you play? Well, it's not really a spoiler, but like in the second world, there's a flying thing. Did you play that? Do you remember that, Johnny?
Yeah, yeah.
The flying. Yeah. Did you find the part that was hidden?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get Star Fox flashbacks
La,
when
la,
you
la, la, la.
Yeah.
did you get Star Fox
100%.
flashbacks? Yeah, I was like, smooth the moves, Fox. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. The first time I played, I was thinking of that first like Star Fox you where you fly to like the waterfall, whatever. I don't know. Yeah. I just thought it was funny.
I mean, I don't
I
know
heard
if
too
like
much.
Chris
I
would
heard too
even
much.
consider this a spoiler, but did you invert the controls?
I did, yeah.
Me too.
That was the first thing I thought of was
That
like
was the
you could
first thing I
man,
did.
every time I press up to go down, it goes up. I keep
I was
hitting
like, I
everything.
was so mad when I first started. I was like, oh god, I can't do anything.
I can't control this. I'm a
And then-
90s kid. I need inverted controls. I
and
look in
then,
the
like,
bottom and score corner of the screen. I'm like,
balloon pops up. Yep. Invert controls. I was like,
click.
yes, please.
Yeah, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. Oh man, I was so happy when I saw that. I was like, see, they're listening. Which is really funny too, because I was trying to I'm playing like Star Fox Assault on GameCube. Like
Heard way too much.
let's just say that I've been emulating some games on my mobile device. And like Star Fox Assault, yeah, I've been playing it. I was like inverted controls. How I missed the. But yeah, Kirby, man, like this game is pretty great. So much like Nintendo seems to be going almost all in with this. It's like with this like Kirby thing, and they're making a big deal out of it, which is really cool. And so actually, this weekend they had they did have like a launch thing for Kirby at the Nintendo New York store, but they also at Universal City Walk in Hollywood, they had a little, they called it like a Kirby walkthrough. And so it's essentially like a small little thing right in front of like the stage at Universal City Walk. And so I thought that you needed to have tickets to get it. And so of course I jumped on it right away the moment that I heard that this was a thing. But apparently you didn't actually really need tickets to get in. Tickets were just more of a reservation so that you were guaranteed to get in. And essentially like the line is next to nothing if you have like, if you're able to get a ticket reservation, because they actually had a standby line for it too. And so what it was is just a small little thing where they had these cool like Kirby characters like just standing up and you know, I guess essentially I don't even know if it's to scale or not, but I would think that maybe it might be, because basically like I didn't upload the picture, but like there's I have a picture of me like kneeling next to Kirby, and then the guy kind of like, I thought that I could stand on the thing, but apparently no, because if you see Kirby's on this platform, right, and I thought I could stand right behind him, and he goes, no, get off. I was like, oh, sorry. But like, yeah, so like I could kneel down and then, you know, I would be at Kirby's level. So that's how like kind of tall he is. So, you know, we got a picture, I got Waddle Dee, and we have Kirby here.
Waddle Dee got some nice textures on his bandana.
And they got Elfilin right here, this guy that I still don't trust.
We're too scarred, you know, like we gotta do like, you gotta give him some time, some trust time, you know.
Yeah. Is that Cutter Kirby, Hammer Kirby, Sword Kirby.
Also, Spike Kirby
and
is so
Carby.
And
Carby's here too. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Like Carby was to scale, I think. I don't know if I was actually able to get in. You know what I mean? Like if Kirby wasn't on it, if I'd actually be able to fit in Carby. But Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, just to have a little thing. And then what's really cool too is that they gave out, and I know this is gonna upset Chris. They gave out these like Kirby swag bags.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
I know, like the green screen is like kind of messing with it, but
That's
it is
okay.
just,
I get it. That's really cool.
it's the
Is
Forgotten
it one of those
Land.
like drawstring backpacks?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
What?
drawstring. And then what's really cool too is that they gave out these Kirby like Forgotten Land lanyards, which
I
you
missed
also
that.
can't see because of my green screen.
So every year, we'll talk about this a little bit later too, but every year at E3, Nintendo almost always has the sponsorship to give the to have the lanyard be a Nintendo game. Almost every year, and I miss collecting them. There were Zeldas, Mario's. This year would have definitely been that Kirby one.
You could just
That's-
imagine that this is it's just the Forgotten Land background that's supposed to be
That's
green.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. If you don't want it, I'll take it from you.
No,
Um,
this is mine.
I mean, while we're on Kirby merch, or I guess like swag, they're going to add a Kirby backpack, like drawstring backpack, that's just pink with his face on it. On the
Oh my
Nintendo
God.
Rewards. Yeah.
Sorry.
So keep an
That's
eye out for
amazing.
that.
Yeah, I've been like refreshing that page ever since it got announced. Also, you guys want a free Waddle Dee thing? Kirby
yeah.
Adventure Cali. It's
Cali?
reversed. But yeah, Kirby Adventure Cali is a code.
Alright,
You
cool.
get 300 star coins and 4 foot items.
Wait,
food
how
items.
does how do you have more than one food item?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. I never
Hmm.
actually used the code, but I'm kind of curious about that too. Like, do
Mm-mm.
you get to store that?
Yeah, I think you get to store it. Yeah, at the
Oh,
town.
what?
I've
you
been
get the
holding on to
tomatoes.
codes.
You get the tomatoes stored automatically, right? So I'm
What?
assuming.
I thought the tomato's just there every time.
I think it's supposed to be like you could get other stuff there probably. I haven't upgraded
What?
that much, but
All right. Well, if you
I'm
Google it,
assuming.
there's already like 10 codes out there.
Yeah, but this
Well, you
is
need
like- yeah,
you gotta
so
get
another
those
one.
food items to beat Kirby. You can't beat them without it's such a difficult game.
Waddle deliveries. I didn't even know that's what it was actually called.
Nice.
But yeah, so it was pretty cool. I love the fact that like they're doing this for Kirby, doing so much for our pink puffball,
He deserves it
and he really does.
because after that, I think he's only had like one collections game, which was like 25th anniversary on the Wii. I think.
They,
Maybe had everything else.
Yeah,
Nintendo, they alluded to the fact that they would celebrate his this year more. So there might be another game.
Yeah.
Nice.
they did announce too that they're doing a 30th anniversary symphony orchestra concert. Because they did one for his
Ooh.
25th, and so Nintendo re-released like a video from it, from the 25th one, and then they announced that they're doing a 30th one later on this year, and it's going to be free to live stream on YouTube.
I want the butter building. Come on, let's go. Or All-Star. All-Star Redstone. So
Yeah, I think they did that. Like you can actually like if you have Apple Music, I know for sure it's on there. The 25th Symphony Orchestra is on Apple Music. So did we listen to it on the way to like the Kirby event? Maybe we
maybe
did.
it's possible.
You know what I mean? But yeah,
I
so
do want to say one last thing. That I think that he appears in the first world. Yeah, he does appear in the first world. The spiky monster.
yeah.
They made his power up so much more fun in the 3D than 2D version because in
Oh,
the
hell
2D
yeah.
version he just stays in the same place.
Yeah.
In 3D version he's
He
Katamari
rolls.
Kurbasi.
Yep.
Katamari Kurbasi. It's
I
so
really
good.
do
And,
like that.
and like they will tell you can do that, but when the first time you roll and you collect all those monsters around you and you're like, and then when you let go, I think
He
they can
flings
like
up.
pop off. Yeah, so you can hit other people. I'm like,
Mhm.
this is the Kirby pinball I didn't know I needed.
You could I think you could do that with the stars too, right?
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God,
think so.
Kirby pinball.
What the heck? Can I see it again?
What
my,
the
it's-
heck?
I was gonna show you guys this later, but it's the pocket.
Oh my god, that's so pretty.
Analog
I picked
pocket.
up Kirby pinball in Japan one day.
Oh my god, that's a really nice decal, or not decal, but a
The
case.
screen. Oh no, it's not a case. Oh, you mean this is the analog pocket
Oh,
one that
okay.
just came out. Well, not just came out, but
That's so pretty.
I just show off my GBA because I don't
mean-
have one of those.
it's making me play some retro games.
You know, I mean, You know, we don't. I don't know if you don't condone emulation and whatnot, but I will say if you do happen to have like one of those flashcards, there are people who make these like ROM
Modded versions.
hacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're essentially like modded versions of
Yeah.
like previous Game Boy
Classics.
games. So like, so for example, this is Kirby's Dream Land, right? But they made a Game Boy Color version of it.
Yeah. They
Whoa.
give color to old Game Boy games.
It's great.
It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
It's pretty sweet. So, yeah, it's something that like I totally like. I'm enjoying Kirby's Dream Land again too. Like I was playing it before.
Yeah. This I've researched some of them and I probably will try it out. But this has like different settings so that you can actually do the different let's see. Is it this?
You
Oh,
need
yeah.
to have this game, Chris.
So
Pokemon Puzzle.
oh, I
Puzzle
love that
Challenge
game.
on-
So there's
on Game Boy
the
Color.
OG Game Boy version, and then like there's different
What? That's
Yeah,
sick.
it's
and then
cool.
the
Oh,
one
the Virtual
one
Boy
I have
version.
set actually ends up looking like it has some color to it, which is kind of crazy.
It looks so crisp. Like you could see it.
Mhm.
It looks like a 3D game from my view, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
yeah,
amazing.
it's something that's like I've never played Kirby's Dream Land 2 or 3, so it almost makes me want to go back and play that, like, you know, just like on the like quick spurts, because like those games are really short.
Kirby 3 is pretty cool. Not gonna lie, Kirby 3 is pretty cool, like conceptually at least.
Yeah.
I just beat this, which is Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins.
Six-
It took me like 3 nights. It was super short.
Yeah.
And
a lot
like
of
How's it
3 nights
age?
of like playing it for like less than an hour each night.
Mm.
How does it age? Like,
It was good. I mean, it's not as great as like some of the more modern or like classic, I guess, Mario games, but I mean, I can tell that it's Game Boy. They're still figuring out how to make it work. But I never played a Mario game where the final boss is Wario, so that was nice.
First one.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was his debut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
that's
then after this is 3, right, which is Wario Land.
yeah.
Yeah, I have to play that next.
It's like the
Well, Wario
T2
Land's
of
great.
Mario games, right? The villain becomes the hero. It's, oh, yeah.
Love Wario Land.
Yeah.
But yeah, love Kirby, man. Like I'm glad that that Kirby. Of course, it's not gonna like win Game of the Year or anything, but it's a great time,
No,
and I can't wait
I
to
was
play
hoping.
more.
Hey,
of this.
you know, last
family
year
game.
a co-op won, so it takes two. I'm just kidding.
Maybe Family Game of the Year. You never know.
That's
It is still really good. A lot of
There's-
people are loving it.
There's no way it won't win Family Game of the Year. It has to win. I will burn down my own building.
It's March.
You don't
Well,
think
we-
Pokemon's gonna win
even-
that?
Even for Nintendo, wait, what's that?
You don't think Pokemon's gonna win Family Game of the Year?
That's what I was saying. Even for
pretty
Nintendo,
dark.
there's a lot.
Oh
So there's
yeah.
Arceus and Violet Scarlet,
Mm-hmm.
and then
now
what else
Kirby,
is Nintendo?
like-
Freaking Switch Sports, which is probably gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
nominated.
Oh my God, yeah, that just came out, didn't it?
Pokemon Legends,
No,
where
Switch Sports, April 29th, I think.
Oh really? Oh.
Pokemon Legends, the game where you and your family can catch God, versus Kirby, the game where you and your family can kill God. It's up to you. Choose your liking.
So as a
Nintendo.
nice transition from speaking of Game of the Year, I think that the hot take is that one game was delayed because they knew they weren't going to win Game of the Year this year.
Oh yeah, Kirby is such a great game. There's no way you can compete with it.
I love that. Okay, so what I'm
I love
talking
this,
about
yeah.
is that Breath of the Wild 2 got was announced that there's going to be a delay
Because of Elden
to
Ring's
it.
success.
And so
Because, yeah.
the funny joke is that is because they realized they're not going to win Game of the Year this year, so they're just like, and so it was really funny because after this was announced, there was so many people going, congratulations to Elden Ring for winning Game of the Year.
Well, I mean,
Yep.
I still think it's the whole Switch 2 thing, which
Yeah,
I think
that's the other thing. Instant rumors of Switch 2, spring
Mhm.
2023.
So like in this
which
video,
I did predict.
yeah,
I don't
predict.
believe it though. It's not
Yeah,
gonna
I did
happen.
predict. But
I'll squash it right here.
but speaking of Zelda, I actually have some. So they have these like metal decal plates, or not decal, but like display. Is it called? And I ended up getting this one. Actually, I'll just show it here. It's got this one right here. It says, "What I say, what I say, what I say." Look at that right there. Breath of the Wild 2 next year. What did I
I've
say? What I say?
That's not how
Oh
I
yeah.
spell that.
What?
Yeah.
What?
But I
Yeah.
kind of like it though. I
Yeah.
don't
It's
like-
spell
it's
it like that, but I kind of like it. What I say.
What I say.
What I say? Yeah, right there. See,
Oh.
Butter 3-2.
I love it. Yeah, I was thinking about that when we discussed when Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I should have listened back to it, but because I remember we talked about it. Did any of us actually say that it was going to get delayed because of Scarlet and Violet? I almost feel like at
We
least
did.
one of us said that, right?
I think we talked about it at length.
Mhm,
I
we
didn't
did.
know. I don't remember anything like with Scarlet and Violet because it would conflict with
Because-
each other.
Yeah,
Scarlet Violet, end of this year, yeah.
That does make sense though. Yeah.
I don't know.
but yeah,
I mean,
mm.
spring.
You know, I feel like I said this, and because like to me it's always that like every mainline like big Zelda game since like what was it
The Princess.
I don't remember Twilight Princess, right?
Before.
Like even maybe before, like for some reason they just love that spring release, and I think it's because they always shoot for a holiday release, and then they realize that we need more time, and it always seems to come out in spring, because well, like what'd you say, Ryu, right? Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I think what they're gonna do is because the Switch, their systems come out in February usually, right? February, March for Nintendo.
March.
Yeah, so if it does get delayed, they could just delay the system by a month or like, April.
It's not coming out at the same time as this game. It's not.
Or they have another Switch Pro upgrade.
That's
Well, okay.
possible.
That's possible, right?
before we get into all that, can we just talk about like the little minute like of game footage that they did show us? Of like they gave us a little glimpse more
They did.
of the game. And even though some of it is stuff that we've already seen, we got like a better look at Link's attire and what he looks like with his like looks like a possessed arm, which kind of looks like the arm of like the dead character, like the undead character in the underground, which everyone is going to assume it's Ganon, which I think it is too. And then we get to see like a broken Master Sword, but like it almost looks tainted. Like it has like kind of like a dark vibe going on with it too. And so like this brings up so many questions. But I think to me the biggest thing that stands out is Link looks more like the hero and depicted in the pictures from the original Breath of the Wild when they were telling the story of the hero of time. And he looks more like the character because he actually, this is the same outfit that picture was showing, and then the character had long flowy hair too. Here, let me try to bring up a picture of it so you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like this, it's so interesting looking, and like it just like brings up so many more questions. Like, what did you guys think about this?
You think they're gonna do time as a circle type of thing with Breath of the Wild 2?
I don't know. Like, I mean, everything seems to be taking place in the sky too.
Because
Yeah.
they supposedly like all three timelines are combined for Breath of the Wild. Like they all lead up to Breath of the Wild. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Like I guess it shouldn't be taken literally though, because it is Zelda timelines. But
I know that there's like Reddit sleuths out there. Everyone's like looking at these frame by frame and all that stuff. I think that's cool, and I think it looks good. I think it's such a tease. It's not enough. It's not like a trailer or anything, right?
yeah, you can't play it backwards.
And yeah, and then also it doesn't really worry me. I know it's going to be a good game, but oh wow, yeah, it does look exactly like that. Although what's with the red? Is the red supposed to be Ganon?
Yeah, so
I mean,
that's the thing, is that like some people are like thinking that like because the hair and everything like was Ganon supposed to be like the hero of time, and that like this story was just like ended up playing out differently, or you know what I mean? But like if you look at this like thing, that is almost like the same outfit that Link is got going on in this new trailer, and with the long flowy hair and like and everything. So yeah, like it's interesting. And so because like that dead thing underground, that quote unquote Ganon has red hair, like even
Yeah,
though he
yeah,
looks undead and everything. But yeah, so like it looks like Link gains his arm or whatever this thing's arm right here. You can see it like his right arm is infected by whatever this thing is, and it seems to be like this is going to be a new ability of his.
I think what might have happened, because this is what happened with Suikoden, where like they made Suikoden 2, he wrote the story, but it was just because the developers first time making that type of game, so they wanted to make something smaller, so they made Suikoden 1, which led into 2. Or I guess you could compare it to like maybe like George Lucas in Star Wars, who he claimed to have written like all these different episodes. Maybe they made Breath of the Wild 2, but it was such a big ambitious game they had to start off with Breath of the Wild 1, and then that's why it wasn't conclusive. But now it's leading to the game they're trying to make. Maybe that's the case.
With 2, it feels like, I mean, they're stressing so much that it's in the sky. It does feel like that's the, I don't want to say gimmick, it's the spin for this title. And I never played Skyward Sword, but I did play Twilight Princess, and I remember some of the levels in the sky, and other Zelda games. They're fun, but I don't typically choose those. Like I don't want to revisit any of those. Maybe because they're challenging, or I don't know, the puzzling is very different. I think the verticality is cool, but it's going to be a different type of verticality than what Breath of the Wild afforded. I feel like it's going to be a little bit restrictive. So I have faith that the Zelda team is going to be able to make something really cool out of this. But like the climbing was a big aspect of part 1. Like that's, I don't see how they're going to match that with islands in the sky. But I mean, it's all about the elemental piece and those abilities. So there's hope. I'm concerned, a little bit concerned so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more excited for the transportation aspect of it. If it's like if they get rid of that continuity, which is the most, the part of Breath of the Wild I really liked is that like you can walk from that one area to the tall part of the mountain and not have it like a loading screen up here,
Yeah,
if you can do that, you can jump off
really
and
cool.
Go straight into like a
yeah
mountain or a ground from that high up.
Yeah,
then that would be sick. But if it's going to be like you jump down and cut to a loading screen or whatever, and then you just magically appear somewhere else, I think that would kind of break the immersion.
Even to this day, if I'm walking around in Arceus and go into a house in a village, like every game going into a house loads.
Yeah.
And in Breath of the Wild, it didn't. And I just like, why
Huge
don't
difference.
games do that anymore?
Huge difference.
Yeah. It would be nice. So I'm waiting. I'm excited for that at least.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope that, when we're on, like in playing this game, when we're on an island in the sun, that we'll be playing and having fun. It'll make me feel so fine I can't control my brain. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it's got to be.
If I had my guitar right now next to me, I would be playing that song for you guys. But yeah,
you just look like Ganondorf, Link.
I don't think that anyone was really mad about this. We're all super excited for the game, but there's that Miyamoto quote of a rushed game or a delayed game is eventually good. A rushed game is
so
forever
like
bad, something like that.
Yeah, something like, but which is a very controversial quote nowadays, because now they're finding out that he may or may not have actually said that.
No freaking way.
Yeah, there's
I'll ask him next time I see him.
What's funny though, Jackie Chan has a similar quote, which is, people who say your action scenes take too long. Well, are you going to go to every customer in every movie seat and tell them, hey, sorry, we couldn't finish this action scene the way we wanted to? Like, are you going to say this movie? Are you going to say, sorry, our movie is bad to every customer that bought a ticket in your movie seat? Or are you going to make this action scene the stunt the way it's supposed to be, and then have them actually be excited to be there and a great movie theater experience?
I mean, I think in general, like Nintendo publishing these types of apology videos, it's an apology. It's kind of a heads up video, like they did it for Metroid. I think it's nice. Like you don't see other companies doing it very often. It's mostly just a tweet. And you also get a nice glimpse of what's to come. But I think honestly, out of all of this, out of this 1 minute and 30-second video, the most fresh thing out of this is Aonuma's haircut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That
was
looks
about to
good.
say, like, can we talk about this haircut?
That guy's like aging backwards or something.
I will say like he looks healthier than like I mean he looks like like he's aging backwards. Like it's nice to like know that like because sometimes developers in or animators or in video game animation whatever they can overwork themselves. I mean we saw Sakurai. Sakurai looks way healthier than he did in like in
Oh right, Brawl
the
Days?
beginning. Yeah. Oh man, he
Or 4 days.
4
yeah.
days. Yeah.
yeah 4 days. He just looked like he was like out of it. Like I think even like especially when you hear what he did during Melee, he only had 13 months to work on Melee. And then I think in Brawl he also had like go to the hospital a few times or something. Like it's great that they have a great work ethic, but health comes first. So it's glad. I actually would say like that's actually one of the great things to see out of this video, just because like he literally looks like, maybe it's just because this video isn't also in like 1080 PHP, but still he looks really great.
He looks good.
Yeah. The haircut does make a huge difference, though, I will say.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he just composed the latest Batman movie. He has a composer look. With the long hair, he looks like he's about to conduct something.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess like this. Apparently, the quote is something like right here, and I'm not entirely sure, but it says like it starts right here where it says, "A good game is only late until it ships. A bad game is bad forever. We wanted to take our time with this game. We know we have something special, and we didn't want to rush things." And supposedly this was Miyamoto, and supposedly this was him talking about Ocarina of Time. But apparently this came from GT Interactive Game Fan.
It's pretty similar.
So it's similar, but like people like, but they don't know if this like if it's 100% confirmed that this was Miyamoto saying it, and if like he's actually talking about Ocarina of Time.
Well,
so like it's one of those things where like it like no one really knows, or if it was a mistranslation. But I mean, like what you're saying, Chris. I mean, it seems very similar. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure he probably like. Maybe someone brought up the quote to him and he thought to himself, that's a good quote. Who said that? And they're just like, you did, Miyamoto-san. And he goes, oh, I did?
No, I bet she was like,
good.
I bet she was mistranslated. He was just like, yeah, that sounds like something I would say.
Yeah. I'll roll with that,
I mean,
if you smell what the Miyamoto's cooking.
Nintendo, their actions always speak out in terms of their game development. And, that lines up with that. I will say another fun fact. A lot of people think that because it's in like all these different websites and it's also in his autobiography, but it's not an official autobiography. The creator of Pokemon, Satoshi Tajiri, is not autistic, even though there's so many reports saying he's autistic. It's just because that autobiographer, her children love Pokemon, so she did research on him and she found his MySpace. It was just some kid pretending to be him, but the kid was in the kid was in like this was like when early MySpace days, so he was in like a autistic
okay, that's interesting.
MySpace group, but
fake news.
He and they said that that was the reason why it went on to make a life of his own. That was the reason why he was like obsessed with bugs, in playing in his backyard, whatever. But it's confirmed false. It was like
interesting.
Interesting. Yeah,
it's one of those like crazy things where just like it was
takes a life on his own.
Yeah, where somebody said it, but then no one could find the source, and
they would source the source that couldn't find the source.
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh man,
it's one of those things, man.
Takes a life on his own. Like the whole Tommy Hilfiger on like Oprah. I don't know if you guys remember that rumor, but it was one of the first internet rumors that just went bonkers.
Bonkers.
Well, I met Aonuma at E3 once. I said this anecdote before, but I was at the front of the line to get into the Nintendo booth, and then he came from out of nowhere with a security guard trying to get in, and then they wouldn't let him in. They didn't know who he was, and they were asking him for his ID, and he just like, I don't have my ID. And then I was like, I was almost gonna yell at the lady that wouldn't let him in because he's Eiji Aonuma.
I would have. I would have been
Aonuma-san.
like, that's Eiji Aonuma.
Yeah, and then he was such a kind. You can see how kind he is.
Mhm.
What a kind soul. So he just left and went around the other way. He
Oh.
was it was like he was speaking Japanese, but I can tell he was saying, "It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not her fault." And he just walked away. What a nice guy.
You know what? You should have done that, and he would have got in, and he like gives you a wink. He's like, "Thanks, kid. You saved Sega."
He'll he
He
points.
was just Yuji Naka the whole time with like a wave. It's like, "Thanks, kid. You saved Sega." Oh shoot! Security. Gotta go fast.
He talks to security guards and points at Chris, and then Chris is like, "Huh?" And then like they walk up. Oh, Mr. Aonuma wants to see you. And then like, he brings you. He's like, "Come along." He's like, "Come on." And then like you get to see backstage, and like Miyamoto's like there, like drunk, like and Reggie's like, "Yeah, so I told the lady, like, do you not know who I am?" And it's like, "Oh, hey, Eiji, what's going on?" Hello.
Oh, sir, you don't have, so I was like, I don't have my pass. And he's like, not my problem. I was like, oh, that's good. I'm gonna steal that. I'll be right back. Let me get a pen and pad. Oh, and then everyone became.
Aonuma-san stopped and said, "I missed the part where that's my problem."
bully age. Oh yeah, and then everyone was like, from now on, Chris, you are our nephew. We are all your uncles. And then Chris was like, guys, my uncles work at Nintendo. And it was like, nope. We
We're like, yeah, sure, Chris. Sure, that
Chris,
happened.
sure. Uncle Shiggy. That would be the greatest. That would be a dream come true. Like,
that'd be
like
so
I would
funny.
like that. Literally sounds like a dream that I would have. Like I would be.
We wouldn't believe you.
Whoever goes to E3, if you're in the Nintendo booth, you see Miyamoto 20 feet away from you. You see like all of these famous people. It's amazing. Go if you ever can. But speaking of E3,
I know, right? How could you say that, Chris? After today's announcement that E3's digital event was canceled again. Like, oh man, this is crazy.
Wait,
I'm dying, dude.
no digital?
No digital either. Yeah.
The Summer
Oh.
Games Fest, like Jeff Keighley, right on it is like,
Jeff
don't
Keighley
worry,
show.
everyone. Like,
Jeff
Summer
Keighley, the
Games Fest will
hero.
happen.
Not the hero we deserve. The hero that we need.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still gonna get
Nintendo
the
Direct.
companies that do what they normally do at this time of every year. Nintendo's gonna do Direct. They're gonna do a Treehouse most likely.
Nintendo's such ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah, and like I feel like there's a ton of games that are in development right now because of how like the last couple of years have been. So I feel like a lot of companies were hoping to have some things. It's just maybe they do have deals with Keighley, and E3 didn't have enough, I don't know, deals or money to make it work for a digital event. So they're like, screw it. You win, Geoff.
I wonder, because like this year, I wonder if we're gonna get any 2022 announcements at E3 or if it's gonna be more focused on next year.
For Nintendo?
Yeah, because I think it's because the thing is it's already pretty packed. And okay, I did want to say this before we end this off, but playing after Pokemon Legends, I honestly think this is my theory that Scarlet and Violet was supposed to be for this gen, and Pokemon Legends was supposed to be for next gen. Because Pokemon Legends, as great as the game is, it does feel pretty rushed. There's a lot of like things that they could have done, and I honestly think that game looks like it was supposed to be for Switch 2 and Scarlet and Violet for Switch 1, which they kind of was like, okay, well we have to delay it, so we might as well release Pokemon Legends, which also might explain why Diamond and Pearl was rushed as port also.
I feel like they're like the Pokemon company and Game Freak are ramping up on spin-offs, and I think they're just trying to see what sticks and learn from it. It's kind of slow and fast at the same time because I think that like we can potentially get a new spin-off announced like at any direct and not be surprised. And so like I'd like to see like long term, 10 years from now or by like 2030, how many spin-offs we've seen of Pokemon and where the mainline series is by then, because I feel like Arceus is one of those. It's a spin-off test it did extremely well, but maybe by the time it launched, they had no plans to create another one.
Yeah, that's how the
Like
gimmicks
the
are
Let's Go.
for each generation. You know, like they wanted to see what stick and what wouldn't, and Megas didn't stick. But you know what stick was
Gigantus?
Alolan regions or regional Pokemon definitely stick.
Regionals,
Yeah, which is probably one of the best additions to the Pokemon series. Like, talk about breathing fresh new life to Rattata and like,
Yeah.
you know, it couldn't save Dewgong or Steel, but still, those Pokemon are they're helpless to begin with.
They didn't try.
There's nothing to try with. That's not even like a blank canvas. There's restricted, creative restrictions. This is just restrictions. It's like it's a seal. There's nothing else.
Yeah, definitely not blessed by a rose.
They should just give him a ball, like a circus ball or something, I don't know, like evolve into that. But there's already a seal that's like that, huh? Never mind. There's
Who does
Pokemon.
that?
Poplio.
Poplio, yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be it for us here tonight.
Oh, we do have a listener question.
We got something from Wilson.
Yeah, right here it says, "What I say? What I say? What I say?" Reggie,
find that thing.
I actually ripped it apart somehow. I was trying to tape it down. I was like, should I leave it off or I'll tape it down?
The one quick answer to the quick question of is there going to be anything for this year still
for E3
announced? Yes, I think that there's going to be a non-Pokemon company holiday game from Nintendo, and anyone's guess. I mean, there's still Xenoblade, but I think there's still one more.
Wait,
It's Xenoblade, isn't it?
I think there's going to be one more.
So? There's going to be. I'm going to say there's
Star
not
Fox.
necessarily a Switch 2 announcement, but a new Switch, some sort of variation.
What did you say? Roblox?
Star Fox. Roblox is coming to Switch. No,
Roblox
Star Fox.
64. I would be happy with the Star Fox, honestly. I feel like it wouldn't be that big. I feel like there's another thing, maybe Star Fox, but something that's like
Star Fox -1,
obscure Nintendo, but clearly first party Nintendo, but also won't overshadow Xenoblade.
I just want
a weird
an arcade.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing because it would have to come out in October if there would be something like that because Pokemon is always November.
Eternal Darkness.
Ooh.
October.
What is it? Star Fox. What's that?
It's not a holiday.
Smash 4 game for the single player game. Smash
Brothers, you mean?
The Smash Bros. 4 single player version. What is it called? Smash
World of Light.
Tour.
Oh, single player. The Emissary.
Subspace Emissary.
No, for Smash 4, the way the single player Smash Party when you collect the items and then you get power ups and then Smash Run, but Star Fox style would be fun.
Star Fox Run.
Yeah, and then you whoever's playing the arcade mode first and whoever gets the highest score or whatever party mode afterwards. That would be a fun multiplayer. I wouldn't want that as a game single player, but I think that would be a fun multiplayer. I just want an arcadey style Star Fox game. I don't want to be running on the floor, changing camera angles and pretending that I need to use it. I like using the tablet. I just want Star Fox arcade style. I know I'm not gonna get it, but if we can make another arcade F-Zero style like GX,
I want that. We're not getting an F-Zero this year or next year, but I want that.
It's gonna be Nintendogs and Cats. That's
actually. That's like a early a spring game, if there ever was one. That's like a next year's Switch Sports.
You think it's gonna be Nintendo Cats?
So it's the thing is I feel like if they were going to do that Nintendo what is it, Star Fox Metroid racing game,
F-Zero
Metroid racing game, is that what F-Zero Metroid or F-Zero Star Fox F-Zero, right?
Fox.
Yeah, then they would probably do with the Nintendo X. Mario Kart X things.
I'm pretty darn sure we're not going to get a first party Nintendo racing game for the next 2 years
because of Mario Kart. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. That's what I'm saying.
What's the point of making Mario Kart? What's the point of making any games?
Could they just make my dreams come true and just give me another Punch Out? You know what I mean? Who
That's
cares about how the
doable.
landscape is right now? Okay.
Well, because Punch Out doesn't cannibalize anything except maybe Switch Sports, but that's not even real.
Nah.
I feel like you can't
because
release
boxing's not even in there.
What's that?
Boxing's not even in Switch Sports.
Chambara is pretty cool, but yeah, you're right. Boxing's not in
Yeah,
there.
so why not? You know what I mean? Who
Uh,
cares?
but
Who
like,
cares if the PC landscape might make it upset?
Mario Kart and Fire Emblem are the same as any other racing game and Advance Wars. It's like they've taken over for that genre. It's not going to happen.
And like freaking dating sims, like there's no point. You know, you just have Fire Emblem. That's it.
You have Animal Crossing. You know.
Oh, Animal Crossing, yeah.
Speaking of dating sims, yeah. I mean,
that's the most realistic dating sim that ever exists.
Is it enough to not have anything new and not have anything that's not already announced new, because we have such a crazy year.
Honestly, like if they do a new system, like for Nintendo, like a Switch variation, like a Switch upgrade to handle maybe Breath of the Wild 2's frame rate a little bit better or something like that, I would.
What could it be?
A Zelda themed or Breath of the Wild 2 themed Switch, whatever.
Because they've always seemed to have like some type of October.
Yeah. Wait, what? Do we have a date for Xeno?
I mean, they say like late
holiday
20, but it's always December. Xenoblades are always December for some reason. So.
Or we could get that Smash Bros. Announcement, which is like all the directors.
But like everything seems to be covered already, like Splatoon. You know, Mario.
Donkey Kong.
Oh, actually,
the rumor's true.
The Odyssey team is working on a Donkey Kong. I think.
Supposedly, yeah. Rumor. That's because that leak list has everything else, and including those. They were right. Supposedly, the leak list has. I'm pretty sure it had the 3D Donkey Kong game on. I could be wrong, but
that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
we haven't heard anything from the Odyssey team since the Luigi expansion.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they're working on something. I mean, they have a gold mine of an engine on them. You know, like
I can see it actually. I think you might be right, Ryu. It might be Donkey Kong, because usually they always have some first-party Nintendo game sometime in October. You know, last year was Metroid Prime. Oh, sorry, Metroid Dread. So
well, that's what I was thinking. It could be a semi third party that gets the gets an IP like that, or wasn't there something else? Oh, Zelda was given to someone else for something, whatever, Crypto the deck.
Let me just say, if it is Donkey Kong, all I gotta see is this.
Oh my god.
That's my barrel roll.
That's
I thought you were gonna turn the camera to your what I say.
Oh. I'm not really one to brag about that type of stuff.
What I say.
Waluigi.
All right, I think it is time now for us.
We did it, guys.
We did it, guys. Kirby,
we sure did.
What I say. Stupid. Look at his face. All right, yeah. So thank you everyone for listening to us here tonight. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Metro King Radio. Go tweet at us, ask us questions, and we can answer them here on the podcast. And download our podcast wherever you download podcasts, like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Animal Crossing Pocket Cast. And be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube and hit that bell so you can see whenever we go live to do our podcast, or whenever I go do a live stream of a game and fall asleep. And yeah, so allow us to say our goodbyes. Chris.
See you later, everyone.
Ryu.
Speaking of games that I think I should come back, just saying.
There's some really cool icons that if you guys want to pick them out, like
oh, that's so sick.
I know, family show.
Is that the new ones for April?
So,
is that the new April ones?
Nope, these expire in 3 or 4 days.
I need to get on the swimsuit peach icon.
Yes.
All right. So,
what a great month of gaming, guys! Or a great 6 weeks of games. Seriously, though, like this.
Pro tip: that's the biggest one. You don't want that to expire.
And for me, your host, Johnny Playstars, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. And until next time, we shall catch you on the Switch side.
Did we actually... I think we did it, guys. I think we actually did all 3 snaps at the same time.
Hey, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here.
DK. Do the kick.
Oh man. Well, yes. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. All right, later, guys.